Hey guys, so today we have more updates regarding the whole Shane, Tati, Jeffree, James situation. So let's get into that. Instagram, Twitter, follow me on there. Second channel in description. I don't know if I'll get a video up today, but I might get a video up tomorrow. This is getting quite embarrassing with my upload schedule on my second channel. But yeah, yesterday I mentioned a drama channel called Sanders Kennedy who has been covering quite extensively this whole Shane situation, and I thought I was posting a lot of videos, but there are people posting multiple videos a day. A day. How can you have that many updates? I just want to know. Because I want to know where you're getting them from, because I'm not getting them. But the situation was, Sanders Kennedy posted a video that was like, exclusive, the LA Sheriff Department is now investigating Shane Dawson. Like, that was the video. And it sounded like, obviously the first word in that title was exclusive. So we thought like, oh, this must be like, you know, like, but also why would they go to him specifically? I don't understand. I understand why Sanders Kennedy specifically would be the only drama channel with this information. I don't know. And he basically just said that Shane Dawson is now being investigated because of the past content that he's posted. He is urging victims to come forward, even though I wasn't aware that there were any victims, but if there are, come forward. But I just wasn't aware of that situation happening. And also what victims? Victims of what? I'm just very confused. And then Keemstar reports on this as if this is like a confirmed thing, as if this is like newsworthy. I don't know why he would, when I saw that, I was like, why would you report on that? So I click on the video and I'm wondering if he's gonna say, oh, this is all just like alleged information. But no, he says, oh yeah, this is alleged information, but because of how much exclusive information Sanders Kennedy has had, I kind of believe that it's true. Like, that's essentially the wording of Keemstar. Like, I'm not gonna say fucking word for word, like verbatim, that's what he said. So at that point, I'm angry because I'm like, I don't think this is true. I said that in yesterday's video. I was like, I don't think this is true. And I think if it does come out to be true, I think he jumped the gun because you should report on things that quickly. So yeah, that happens, and then I think I go to sleep because I am, you know, a lot of hours away from American drama. So while I'm sleeping, they're all going wild on the timeline. And when I'm on the timeline, they're all sleeping, which is very annoying. Time zones, what's up? I wake up today and I see that many commentary channels. Is there even a distinction? Commentary channel, drama channel? I don't care. People that talk about drama, a lot of them have been calling the LA Sheriff's Department regarding this investigation, and everyone's hearing cricket. Apparently the Sheriff's Department, LASD, is very confused about everything that people are saying. They're like, no, we haven't had any investigation started regarding Shane Dawson or Shane Yar or whatever name that was provided. We don't know what you're talking about. And they genuinely at some point thought that it was prank calls, because I think it was Sanders Kennedy that provided a phone number to call if you're a victim or if you know something, and apparently just a lot of people started calling them, not necessarily victims, just people saw a phone number and decided, I'll call. So they thought it was a prank. So there is no open investigation right now, and Keemstar actually messaged Shane Dawson, and Shane Dawson said, I spoke to my lawyers and there is no open investigation. So Sanders Kennedy essentially lied, right? That's the consensus right now. So his like to dislike ratio is pretty awful. It was awful when I clicked on the video yesterday, and it's awful when I woke up today. He's still like not admitting that he lied, which is like, if you're gonna make a mistake that is this big, like, I'm not talking about like a tiny, like, oh, I said something wrong, oh, I mispronounced something, I got one teeny weeny bit thing wrong. Now I'm talking about like, you said there was an investigation, a criminal investigation against someone. That isn't true. Like, that is something that you should consider correcting. I don't know. So a lot of comment channels are basically just calling them out now. Them, I mean Sanders Kennedy, and there was a woman YouTuber called With a Crystal Ball, who I've actually had a run-in before, which is kind of highly embarrassing for me, not even her. I tried to sort it out behind the scenes and it just didn't work out because she just stopped replying to me. I was stupid and I was rushing and I was uploading a video last minute, and I didn't credit an article of hers that I put into my video because I uploaded it in its like entirety, but you're supposed to like heavily credit someone then and put it in the description, and I obviously forgot to do all of that, which means that it was technically not within fair use, which is obviously my bad. And she copyright striked my video. She could have copyright claimed my video and just taken the money. I would have been perfectly fine with that. And if she copyright claimed it, I could have trimmed that bit out, because at that point the video still stays up on your channel, so you can kind of like edit it down. So I would have just trimmed out the article or added in a little credit thing. But she didn't copyright claim my video. She copyright striked it, which means if within 3 months I would have had another copyright strike, I would have been banned for 7 days and I wouldn't be able to post on my channel for 7 days. And if I then got another copyright strike, my channel would be terminated. So I just think like, yeah, I messed up because I didn't credit and I didn't, you know, do the due diligence because this was a year ago. I was still kind of like fresh and new into the scene, and I just didn't realize the etiquette of fair use anyway. I just never learned about it, even in law. We just never did copyright, so that was just kind of like, I'm allowed to do this, right? And I think it's because there's this like culture on YouTube of people reacting to videos and then not saying anything, so they're technically posting videos in their entirety without actually doing any commentary, and they're fine. So I was like, oh, this must be like, if I just speak a little bit about it at the start, it'll be okay. And it wasn't, which is fine. But she did give me a copyright strike. So I think she emailed me and then I emailed her back, basically just saying like, hey, I didn't see any of your DMs or comments. I just think it's a little bit mean for you to copyright strike my video. And then she was like, yeah, well, you know, my employer is just very angry. And I was like, that's fine. And I was like, hey, I can like pay you for your segment, if that makes sense. I would have basically, if she had just taken down the copyright strike, I would then be able to see how many views my video was on before the copyright strike was put on it. Because at that point, like, all it says on the video is the title of the video and then deleted. Like, even in your Creator Studio, I wasn't like able to see any details of it. I wasn't able to like edit anything out because it's just like a taken down video. So anyway, I was like, hey, like, do you think you could just take down the copyright strike, turn it into a copyright claim instead, and then we can sort it out from there, and I can just pay you for your segment, if that makes sense. So like, I would have just seen how many views it was on, seen my CPM, how much I made off that video, and then divided it by how many seconds she was present in my video. I think it was only like 30 seconds, and I would have just paid her for the 30 seconds, and then from that point on, I can either take the video down or she could just keep on making money from it. I thought that was a pretty fair deal, and she was like, no, I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna ask them if they can send me the money. And I was like, YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube will just not do that. And I was like, hey, it's gonna like not work, so like I can just send you the money. And she was like, no. I was like, okay. Okay. So my video, I just had a copyright strike for 3 months, so that was like maybe 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 11 months ago, I don't know, it was about a year ago at that point, so I think I'm fine. But yeah, it was like a very weird situation where like, yeah, it was my fault, but like giving someone a copyright strike for using an article in its entirety is a little overkill. I don't know, that's just me. So yeah, I had a little run-in with a crystal ball. I think her name's Katie, and it wasn't fun and fresh, but it was my bad, so that's really cool. So I kind of know who she is, but after that happened, I had a few YouTubers reach out to me, and then I just like looked her up, and the reviews of her as an internet personality just are not the greatest. So apparently when Sanders Kennedy, where I'm going with this is, when Sanders Kennedy posted that LAPD investigation video, she quickly, right after him, posted a video essentially just repeating everything he said, so like perpetuating the idea that Shane Dawson is going to be investigated by the LAPD. And then that came out to be false, and now she's essentially throwing Sanders Kennedy under the bus because other people are turning against her. So because people started turning against her on the timeline, she like filmed extra live streams to basically just like take back everything she said, and now she's throwing Sanders Kennedy under the bus on the timeline so that people leave her alone and jump on Sanders Kennedy, which I think is super rude, but that's just my opinion on the matter. We all make mistakes. I do make mistakes too. But Sanders Kennedy made a mistake that he's now not admitting is a mistake, if that makes sense. Like, everyone is proving that what he said is a lie, and he's still not coming out and saying, hey guys, like, I jumped the gun, I should have waited for it to be confirmed, I messed up, and I'm just really sorry that happened, and I'm going to take the video down. The video's still up as far as I'm filming, like, as long as I'm filming this video, it's still up. So I just think if he had just said like, hey guys, I made a mistake, I'm sorry Shane Dawson, I'm sorry everyone else, I didn't mean to do this, then all would have been okay. But because he's still doubling down, I'm like, this is weird. So now what people are saying, what they think happened, is that he called LAPD or LASD himself to give a tip, like to tip them off, and he thought that meant an investigation was started, even though like just because you tip someone off doesn't mean that automatically starts an investigation. So that was false, and I think he did that so that he could have the insider tea. I think Sanders Kennedy is someone who is heavily obsessed with having the exclusive tea, having the insider tea, knowing things that other people don't know. The thing about me is when I report on stuff, it is stuff that's already out there. Many other channels have already spoken about it, and I think people just watch me because maybe they enjoy watching me say the same thing, like say public information. If I get exclusive tea, fantastic, but if I don't, I'm also not going to cry about it, because I think I'm just okay with speaking about public information. I don't have an obsession with like knowing things that other people don't and being like the first one to break a story. I just don't care enough to be that kind of person. And I think he just has a weird obsession with breaking stories first. Like, for example, he was the one that emailed Target, or was it Walmart, about Shane Dawson's book. Yeah, he just like has an obsession with being the source of things. And I'm like, why? Why do you care so much? Her like to dislike ratio on her video, with a crystal ball, is also kind of of tragic. So they're clearly being called out now. And if you go just look up their names on like Twitter, the opinions speak for themselves. As a matter of fact, all of this was happening when I was asleep. So a lot of the things that were like up are deleted now. So like I'm not in the loop. I'm not in the know about these things. But if you just look up on Twitter, like an overwhelming amount of people are saying that she's in the wrong and that he's in the wrong as well. That they both essentially lied, apparently, to have insider tea. I think Sanders Kennedy was one that originally lied, and I think people are saying that with the crystal ball just kind of went along with it and perpetuated the idea that Shane Dawson is going to go to jail. Then Trisha Paytas filmed a video about Sanders Kennedy, essentially saying like, you should have your channel deleted, which that is a far move. I mean, if that's what you believe, that's fine. But she is saying that he could get sued right now, and YouTube is not going to want to get involved, so he's going to be left to his own devices. And I don't think he, even with uploading 20 times a day, I don't think he's got enough money to be able to counter sue against Shane Dawson or defend himself in court, because those legal fees are highly expensive. So I just don't think that's a good idea. So I think he should just take the video down and put out a public apology ASAP. Like, get on it right now, because Shane Dawson has every right right now to sue. Because there is a difference between saying, hey, like, your past content is disgusting, and saying you're going to jail, you're being investigated. I think that is a bit of a reach. So let's not do that, and let's not get sued by Shane Dawson in the process. We're just here to spill some tea and, enjoy the drama, talk about a little bit of gossip, I don't know, express opinions, not investigate people. Talk about Trisha Paytas. Recently there was a video of Erin, who is a part of the vlog squad, that came out of her basically just all naked, like not a single piece of clothing was on her, saying the N-word while she was like dancing against the wall. And that was clearly a video that, well, she has come out with a video now saying that it was a video that she wasn't aware was being taken of her. It was clearly in an intimate situation with someone who she clearly trusted with her naked body, and someone violated that trust and took a video of her saying the N-word, and people hyper-focused. Obviously, it's an important thing to focus on the fact that she did say the N-word, but also let's not post revenge porn, because that's what it is. If you post someone's naked body on the internet without their consent, that is revenge porn, and you can technically go jail for it, or at least be sued for it. So let's not do that. And Seth, who came out against the vlog squad recently, apparently liked or retweeted that video on his timeline, and so did Trisha Paytas. That is all alleged information because I couldn't find it, but apparently that happened. So if they did, then that is crazy. And in that video, Erin also spoke about the fact that she was blackmailed to have that video released. I'm not sure who she was blackmailed by, but she was blackmailed and she didn't comply with the rules. So the video came out, and yeah, her naked body's on the internet now, and people are, of course, hold people accountable for saying the N-word if they're not black. Hold people accountable, of course, but do that without posting their revenge porn or non-consensual videos of them naked, because I think that crosses a certain line. Well, yeah, hold people accountable, but don't do that. Don't violate their privacy. I just think that's kind of my outlook on the whole situation. We can just talk about the fact that she said the N-word without posting that video. So I just think, yeah, it's just a really awful situation. I want to know who blackmailed her. Was it someone in the vlog squad? Was it Seth? Was it Trisha? Was it Jeffree Star just coming in clutch? Hey, I've got videos on you, by the way. I'm joking, that is a joke. Don't sue me. But I just wonder who it was, honestly, and I wonder why. So that happened, and she spoke about that. Trisha Paytas then posted a lot of tweets saying things like, Sanders Kennedy straight up needs his channel deleted. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but he has violated over 6 of YouTube's terms of services and guidelines. I think she spoke about harassment, privacy things, just slander and stuff like that. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but you can't just straight up lie on someone, clickbait, twist, etc. But lie about criminal offenses? Oh no, baby. Delete and apologize before you lose your livelihood. Truly, it's not worth it. And that is something that I completely agree with. I think sometimes you just have to, put your pride aside and not get rid of your biggest source of income for one video. And just stop fighting it. Just literally say, hey, I messed up. I didn't mean to do it. Thought it was true. I was convinced I was saying the truth, and I apologize. That's it. That's all you need to do. It's really simple. He literally said my sister was shoving dildos up me on OnlyFans when it was the guy I was hooking up with. This is accusing me of incest, a felony. The equivalent of me just saying I heard Sanders Kennedy gets by his dad with no merit, no proof. It's insane. She then says the fact that he gets away with crossing the line that no other drama channels have done yet is disgusting. I wasn't gonna waste my money on legal, but if it gets YouTube involved, money well spent. Hey, Sanders Kennedy, remember when you posted Nick Snyder's nudes when he was underage? You distributed on YouTube. I'm not sure about that. Many people kind of said that that wasn't true, but then some people said it was true. I don't know. I don't know about that situation, but if it is, then wow, yikes. And then to that, Trisha quote retweets and says, "This is not an allegation. This is something he actually did." Posted Nick Snyder's nudes on his YouTube channel, in which Nick in those pictures was not 18. And Trisha and Nick are friends, so like she would know that, right? She would know the truth. And then Sanders Kennedy got Dailymotion USA to remove the last evidence of his video where he distributed child pornography online to his audience. But there are many stories about this online. Someone tweets at Trisha Paytas saying, "The fact that he emailed OnlyFans to take Trisha out. Sanders is dangerous," which I didn't know about. And then Trisha quote tweets that and says, "He wants to ruin people's lives. That's on him. I'm advising him to stop violating YouTube's terms of services in order to protect himself from losing his livelihood. Something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. That's some bad karmatic it right there." And then she retweeted someone saying, "Sanders Kennedy blocked me, but can someone ask him to explain this video from 2 years ago, agreeing they were just old stupid jokes and Shane is absolutely 100% innocent. Today he's guilty enough for you to call the police to keep a story going for you to make 20 plus videos on. Hello." Which, yeah, like if I know people can change their mind on things, like you can see something 5 years ago and be like, "I agree with this," and then 5 years later you see that thing again and you're like, "I don't agree with this anymore." That's completely fine. But to be so fine with it 2 years ago and then 2 years later you're calling the police on the exact same jokes, something's not adding up. And then Trisha tweets out saying, "I'm done engaging with that trash bag and will not be responding or commenting on anything further he does. If I even get tagged in anything, RE him, I will block you. I'll be handling this offline here on out. Thank God he's getting views. He's gonna need that money to defend." Wow. Okay, imagine if Trisha Paytas actually sues. That would be crazy, but also would show her loyalty to Shane Dawson, which is quite concerning. Like that loyal. Oh my God. Like imagine if Shane Dawson doesn't want to sue and she sues on behalf of him. Can she do that? Can you sue on behalf of someone else? Or is she going to sue on behalf of herself for the incest stuff? And then Creepshow Art tweeted out saying, "Not to be that person, but Sanders really did a video saying Shane needs to be arrested a week ago and it did really well. So he had 188,000 views. So like the kid knew he was going to get views by saying what he did because he basically already said it. And then he obviously posted the video that's like exclusive. He's being investigated and it did well as well. So like he kind of knew that if he was going to post that video, it was going to do well." And then yeah, a lot of YouTubers basically just like researched it and called up and asked if it was true, and it's not true. No one's being investigated. So now going on to Jeffree Star, which is the main bulk of this, which is like the main topic of this video, even though that one took ages. So Jeffree Star is now deleting comments on his Instagram because obviously he posted that picture that was from January claiming that he's spending his 103-year-old grandma's birthday with her, flying to her favorite house. But that picture that he posted from the private jet was a picture he already posted 6 months before, so it wasn't him hanging out with his grandma anyway. And then he was caught taking pictures with fans, and then he was with the Stradman exchanging cars, so he obviously wasn't doing what he said he was doing. And then when people started calling him out for it under his Instagram pictures, he just disabled all comments. So he can clearly see that people are angry at him, and he can see the things people are saying about him. He's just not doing anything about it, which is like the most concerning thing, because I'd understand, right, if because of all of this he like pieced out from the internet for a little bit, just didn't use social media, deleted it off his phone, and just, you know, just minded his own business and didn't do anything. But because he is on social media and he is seeing everything that's happening, the fact that he's not responding is just quite annoying, because you can see everything people are saying. You can see Shane Dawson, your family, being attacked, but you're not doing anything about it. That is shady. He's also seen liking posts on Instagram, so he's clearly on social media seeing things, right? So now there are posts that Black China posted with Jeffree Star. So he's hanging out with Black China, who allegedly has like no friends. People watch her reality show and she just has no friends because she is apparently just like Jeffree Star, like just can't be trusted. That's not my words. That's what Twitter said, twitter.com. I don't really know who Black China is. I kind of do. I know she's like Rob Kardashian's ex and she's the mum of his child. That's about all I know. But apparently she doesn't have many friends and he doesn't have many friends right now, so they're just hanging out together. So people are like, oh, okay, so he's so unbothered that he's hanging out with Black China while Shane Dawson's having like him being fake investigated and having mental breakdowns at home. And Jeffree's just like, yeah, I'm just hanging out with Black China, just, you know, getting a new car, just liking a few pictures. It's so strange that he's just not speaking out about anything. Why? So also regarding the Killer Merch stuff, when there was a girl that tweeted out saying that her friend is an employee of Killer Merch, and she said that the owner of Killer Merch wants to get rid of Shane Dawson, and then all of a sudden Jeffree Star disappears off of Shane Dawson's merch website. That's really weird. And Shane Dawson's makeup disappears off of Morphe, and now Morphe is basically hiding or making it more difficult to find Jeffree Star on their website. It's all starting to come together, and people are wondering if it's true that Jeffree Star and the owner of Killer Merch had a conversation. But recently Jeffree Star and Oscar Wilde were at Jeffree Star's office because Oscar Wilde posted a picture at Jeffree Star's office. So Jeffree was at the office, which could mean that that is true. It could mean that him and the co-owner of Killer Merch had a conversation regarding Killer Merch and its involvement with Shane Dawson, but that is not confirmed. That is just something that people are kind of like putting like stories together and putting pictures together and trying to figure out where Jeffree Star is, because he's not saying anything, so we have to like guess where he is. And he was at the office. I'm not sure what he was doing there. Was he talking about Killer Merch? Was he talking about what he's going to do regarding Shane Dawson? Was he talking about getting rid of Shane Dawson from his life and like his public image? Was he talking about what he's going to do regarding the Tati video? Is that what he was talking about? I don't know what he was doing. Now, Eugenia Cooney is still defending Jeffree Star. So she posted that tweet I read out yesterday about her getting the cremated palette and then talking about how we should forgive people. And now she posted a YouTube video reviewing the cremated palette. And I just think, I understand that she's defending Shane Dawson because her and Shane Dawson are very close friends, I'm assuming, because they did that series together and then they kind of were hanging out together, whatever. I understand her defending Shane, but it doesn't mean you have to defend Jeffree. I understand like having a bias towards your friends and defending them even when you know they're doing bad things, but is Jeffree Star so close to you that you have to like sacrifice your own career for him? Is that something you have to do? Now, I looked at Social Blade just to get like a rough idea of what's happening, and Jeffree Star so far has lost 500,000 subscribers. I was gonna say 500 million, as if that is possible. 500,000 subscribers. Shane Dawson has lost 1.2 million and Tati has lost 170k. So far Tati's lost the least, Shane Dawson has lost the most, but I think Shane Dawson has lost the most because it's not just the Tati, James, Shane, Jeffree drama. He's also losing because of his past videos coming out, if that makes sense. He's getting like double hit. Jeffree is just losing because people are tired of him and people are seeing through his manipulation. And Tati is losing because she's been losing for a while. She's been losing since By Sister, and now she's losing because of the people that don't believe her when she's saying that she's been manipulated by Jeffree Star. But she is losing the least. And I think, right, Jeffree Star is kind of slipping through the cracks because he's pretending to be unbothered, and then he's going to come back and probably just like launch a new palette or something, and then people are going to buy it, and that's going to be the tea. If he comes back without addressing anything and tries to sell people something, I'm going to lose my mind. I am going to lose my mind. He has to film a video addressing stuff. He can't just keep on pretending to be unbothered and then come back once all of this blows over and pretend like nothing happened. He can't do that. Also, I want James Charles to come out with a statement, but I know he won't because he's an unbothered queen. It's just, he's not going to make a video. The only way I'd see him making a video is once Tati pursues legal action, if that's something that she wants to do, and then she's able to put out the evidence. I think that's when James Charles would be able to speak up because he'd actually have the evidence to back him up. But until Tati pursues legal action, she can't release the evidence that she has, and therefore James Charles can't release the evidence he has, and therefore they can't speak about it. So I don't think James Charles is going to speak about this for the next year or so, which is kind of sad because I want to know what he says. I want to know how he perceives this whole situation and why he forgave Tati, because I mean at the end of the day when Tati came to him with this whole situation he forgave her, so she must have had enough evidence for him to say, yeah, you were manipulated and I believe you and I forgive you, you know? So I want to see like what his thought process was in that situation. Also, The Viewer's Voice recently posted a video where he spoke about the fact that TikTok is a Chinese app and it's starting to be blocked in different countries. So India doesn't have TikTok and apparently America's trying to block TikTok, like ban it from America. So all of the TikTokers like Charlie and all the big ones, they'll just lose their source of income. So people are wondering if the drama they created now with all of them like exposing each other for cheating on each other, if that is planned to start drama so that once TikTok gets banned, they have an easy access to YouTube the way Viners did, and that like their first videos will be videos addressing the drama and they can get a lot of views and build up an audience quicker. Like, are they thinking ahead and being like, let's start drama so that when TikTok gets banned, we quickly and swiftly jump over to YouTube and conveniently have something to make videos on? That would be the most IQ 9000 thing I've ever seen. Imagine if they actually did that. Wow. And they're just gonna like come into YouTube and just get millions of views. That is actually low-key genius. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens. So hit that bell, you'll be notified when that's happening. Social media links and second channel in description, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.